In the city of Sarasota, people avoided a direct hit by Hurricane Ian, but they still felt the power of its brutal force. Ed McCrane is the emergency management chief of Sarasota County. Good morning, Ed. How are you doing?
Good morning. Thank you. Very good. Fortunately, we were blessed. Unfortunately, our friends to the south are hurt pretty bad.
Yeah, well, thank you for joining us. What is the situation in Sarasota County right now?
Like I said, we were blessed. The storm surge did not materialize on our coast like we had planned for, and that's good. Bad news is it went into Charlotte Harbor, so our partners to the south in Charlotte and Lee got hit. We have no damage, so to speak, on our beaches. Our biggest impact was Northport, the city of Northport, and maybe part of Englewood. Northport is along our river. We are having a lot of difficulty getting to certain places because the water levels are so high. So we're getting high water vehicles and boats. The sun is starting to come up soon, and we'll have a better idea of what the damage is there. But for the most part, minimal compared to what I'm hearing happened in Fort Myers and those areas.
That's good to hear, Ed, that it did not hit you as expected. Always like when that happens. What's your biggest concern, your biggest priority right now? Are you still in a wait and see exactly what we're dealing with?
Well, we've got a few major issues. Englewood Hospital in our South County was in the AB zone. They did not evacuate, and now they have a lot of damage. They've got some flooding. I know that we're working with the state and the Department of Health to get them, those patients relocated, evacuated out of there. When the daylight hours, we'll probably see a lot of helicopter activity assisting with that, and ambulance strike team. City of Northport, a lot of flooding. It's typical down there. It's just how the geography and the water flows. We'll have a lot of issues with residents being able not to get out of their home because of the water. They were not necessarily in an evacuation area, but the river came to meet them, so to speak. We have several shelters there that are surrounded by water we're trying to get access to, but we have not had any reports of any injuries. We did have some structural damage to a couple of our shelters down there. Roofs came off in certain sections of the campus, but not necessarily where the people were being sheltered. But that's understandable with a 150-mile-an-hour eye wall that basically went through there last night. So we're fortunate, but we still have some damage. I told the state director, once we get a handle on what we need to do, we'll assign people to deal with that, and whatever we have left over, we'll join the fight and help in Lee County.
Oh, Ed, that was going to be my follow-up question there. You know, while you're talking, the pictures next to you on the screen are from Fort Myers, just across from Englewood, not far at all. And you say a narrow miss there for Sarasota County, but it looks very bad indeed just across the bay there. What are you hearing, actually, about the conditions and the needs of your neighbors to the south?
I'm hearing hundreds and hundreds of people that are going to need temporary sheltering. And movement to a safe location. So that's what you're going to probably see happening. The state is mobilizing. The state director is sending every assets. The National Guard command element that was in my EOC for the last couple of nights, when I got up this morning, they were gone. So I imagine that they're mobilizing their 1,100 National Guardsmen and women to go down south and assist with search and rescue operations, with traffic control, with feeding. So it's going to be a big operation. The major impact of this is going to be Lee County and the southern part of Charlotte. And I'm also concerned about Englewood, even though they are in the Charlotte County side. Englewood is a town. It's not really a city or whatever, but it's one of our areas that is in both counties. Their part in Charlotte is primarily coastal, the Cape Hayes Peninsula. And there's even a small piece of Lee County that sticks out off that Cape Hayes Peninsula called Boca Grande. You may be familiar with that. So that's going to be a good thing to see how bad that was hurt, because I know they got a lot of storm surge.
Of course. Ed, we appreciate you. Thank you for joining us and allowing us to understand how extreme this storm is. We appreciate you.